Welcome to the Reconnection Club podcast, the show that helps parents heal troubled relationships with their adult sons and daughters. I'm your host, psychotherapist Tina Gilbertson. Each week, I'll offer you compassion, clarity, and personal development tips designed to help you reconnect, not only with your child, but with yourself. Now let's get started. Recently, in a very unexpected way, I learned a couple of things about change. Here's what happened. For the past year or so, I've been taking a weekly class called Awareness Through Movement. It's a form of Feldenkrais, which is a way of working with the nervous system to find greater ease and stability in the physical body. The idea behind Feldenkrais, as I understand it, is that we have habitual ways of walking, sitting, standing, basically moving or being in our bodies. And just by getting curious about how we organize our movements, we can break unconscious physical habits while growing more connected to every part of our physical selves. It's subtle work, but profound. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can learn more about it if you're interested. In my class, we mostly lie on the floor, usually but not always on our backs, and the teacher sits in the front of the room. Imagine a yoga class where the instructor doesn't show you what to do, but rather talks you through it. And a lot of the poses look like Shavasana or corpse pose from the outside. The movements are tiny and effortless. In Feldenkrais, the less effort you use, the better. It's supposed to be like play. If someone were to look in the window of my class, they might think we were all just asleep. There's not much going on from the outside. Somehow, though, I always leave that class feeling energized and like I've had a massage. It's really amazing. Anyway, about 9 months into the class, after a lesson on hips, I think it was, my left leg came online in a way that I didn't know it could. It's very hard to describe the experience of becoming embodied in a part of yourself that you thought you were already inhabiting. I had never, before that moment, thought of my left leg as being anything but online. When I told a friend about discovering my left leg in a new way, she asked if I had ever had trauma to the leg, or whether it had been numb before. And the answer was no. There was nothing wrong with my left leg as far as I ever knew. If you'd asked me the day before it came online, is your left leg online? I would have said yes, of course it is. I didn't know it was possible to experience that leg any differently until I did. From this strange experience, I gained 2 insights about change. 1, sometimes we don't know that change is even possible, let alone needed, until it happens. And 2, change can be brought about by not consciously trying to change, but through simple awareness over time, by paying attention with curiosity and without judgment. I went to Feldenkrais once a week for about 9 months, just paid attention to how it was to be in my body for 1 hour once a week. And this experience with my leg happened not in the middle of a lesson, but spontaneously between classes. The change was likely cumulative. To me, this suggests that even if you think you can't or don't need to change, you might see substantial and surprising developments just by bringing curiosity to your own experience. You don't have to consider yourself bad or broken to be curious about yourself. Remember, my left leg was just fine before this happened. We change not because we're broken and need fixing. We change by living and growing, and most of all, paying attention. That's all I was doing week after week, was training my attention, not effort, not judgment or criticism, but giving easy attention with just curiosity to my body and what it was doing and how it was feeling. And as a result of all that pure curiosity in small packages, my relationship to my body changed. So I wonder, Might there be something in you that isn't all the way online just yet? Something benign or even wonderful that's currently lacking full expression? If there is, maybe you don't have to pull very hard on it to bring it out. Just be lovingly curious about it, whether it's your physical self, your emotions, your behavior, whatever draws your attention. Make sure it's with an attitude of compassion and acceptance rather than self-criticism or striving to be better. And see if you've got a left leg situation, something within you that's already intact but might want to show up in a new way. Spontaneous change is possible, and it may depend on small, consistent acts of awareness over time. So remember those two ideas. 1, sometimes we don't know that change is even possible until we're on the other side of it. And 2, when you pay attention with non-judgmental, even playful curiosity over time, change can be effortless. Until next time, remember that you are a loving, lovable, and still growing human being. So please take good care of yourself. Bye for now. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Reconnection Club podcast, I invite you to check out ReconnectionClub.com. The Reconnection Club is for parents at any stage of estrangement from their adult, child, or children. So whether you've just realized there's trouble between you, you've been living with estrangement for years, or you're newly reconciled but still walking on eggshells, the Reconnection Club is your essential resource for information, support, and continued personal growth. With our courses and workshops, expert interviews, monthly Q&A calls, and a friendly, active community, the Reconnection Club is a wonderful place to be for anyone suffering the pain of estrangement from an adult, child, or children. So check it out at ReconnectionClub.com.